Well, here's another really fast update on the layout. I have not thought of a name for the layout yet. I think that's going to be your guys' job. Help me out and give me a name for this layout. Yeah, I know you're probably thinking, what the heck am I doing using beadboard? That stuff is a mess. Well, I just spontaneously went out and bought a sheet of 1-inch thick beadboard, and I'm gonna make a mountain over here out of it. It looks like it's doing pretty good. I'll seal it with like a wash of white glue before I put anything on it for paint, but it's gonna be a little taller, and I don't know, I thought you could make the inside look kind of cool with the beads. So what I'll do is I'll build that all up inside there with like a plaster, and it'll look like a wall. You know, it'll look like the wall was cut out or dynamited out. And I'm going to build it up a little bit more, and then I'll put paper over this and make it rounded top. And the reason why it's kind of weird shaped right here is there's going to be a farm right here, and a road's going to come through here and go over to the ballast house, but I want to have this be like a small rolling hill here, so that the cows that are in the pasture on the farm can kind of mosey their way up the hill and kind of graze up in the pasture on the hill. So there'll be like an area for them to kind of play up there. And then there'll be a horse farm over here. So this is going to be a real elaborate farm, horse, stable yard for Mary. We just got a whole bunch of stuff to put there. And then on top of that, I have a meat packing plant. So I'm going to take her cows and I'm going to take them away on the train, and her horses. And you know, for trading the horses, sometimes the horses have to go down and do a horse race, or they get traded, or we sell them, and we can bring horses in here. And there's going to be a really big corral right here, and the cars will come in. But yeah, I'm going to take her cows away, and I'm going to chop the cows up and make them into steaks and hamburger and stuff like that to eat. So here's my idea of what I want to do on that. Here's the meat packing plant. It's called Jackson Meat Packing Plant. These are very rare kits. They're hard to find on eBay. This one I paid about, I don't know, 30 bucks for it or something like that. I'm not even really sure. Maybe it was less than that. But yeah, I did a really good job on that one. I painted everything on it. All the windows are like a dark yellow, greenish yellow color. It's all mixed, custom mixed paint. I'll go around the other side and show you another picture of it. But in the meantime, I want to show you what I'm gonna do here. Is I moved this switch right here because I wanted to have a section. I watch a lot of YouTube videos on there, and I like watching them do switching maneuvers through the city, and having to drive a train right down the main street and have to do a switching maneuver right down Main Street is just kind of cool. I like watching it, so I wanted to reproduce something like that on the layout. So I redid my Cato track so that the road's going to come through here, and then this track was pushed back here from having it here. I'm going to replace this track with another switch so I can have a huge electric company down here. And my electric company is going to be giant. You know, I want my coal mine's even going to be bigger. So, and I'll show you some more stuff about that in a little bit. But here's the road plan that I had. The road would come through here, and it would go around the backside here, and that's where you're going to get to some backside buildings. But now that I'm going to do it this way, I might even eliminate that switch. But I might keep it because I need room for a couple more buildings. I have this building over here that I really don't know where to put it. So I'm thinking that I'm going to probably put that one back there and have that. That's my Red Wing Milling Company. I think I'm going to take that off of here because I just want this to be for the Medusa cement, and then have it be for some extra storage in here. I don't want to service two buildings on one thing, but I might end up doing it because I do have more buildings. So I have a paint building that I'm going to probably end up putting over here. So yeah, I'm going to leave that track in and just have it go back. So there's a track right back there to do work with, and there'll be a road back there, but I'm not going to incorporate it into there, but I might. Now that I think about it, I might just have another road back there and have Main Street running back there too. So now that I just thought of that, right off the top of my head, I make a video and then I think about another way of making something look cool. So I could do that too, to give me more room on the layout to place a building. You drive the train right down the middle of the road. So that's my plan for this, is to have this track come down here, and here's where the road's going to be, where the dotted line is, and this track is going to kind of run right smack down the middle of the track, and I'm going to cement it in with plaster, or probably with joint compound after I nail it all in. But I'm going to fix the everything up really good so that the joints and everything are really nice. And you got to clean those joints up, because if you don't, you'll get if you don't clean that up after you solder them joints, you'll get a rust on there, a greenish tarnish gets on there, and then that'll seep into the plaster and make the plaster look really bad. So you don't want to mess up your good weathering on your road when you got tarnish coming through off the track. I've noticed that in the past when I've done this stuff. And then, okay, so then this is going to kind of come back here and then zigzag off the road, and then this will be back there. But there's also going to be a mountain back in there, and my electric company is going to have the substation up on the hill with a couple houses and a really cool little town. It's going to be a little I can't even think off the top of my head now. Trailer park. You know, people say trailer trash lives in trailers. Well, it's just a joke. Trash don't come out of trailers. People are what they are. You know, they make themselves. And I just figured I'm going to make the little trailer house up there and put the electric company up there and make it like a farming or like a building, a place where people go to kind of retreat away, and put a really expensive house up there. I have a really cool building. Here it is right here. I picked this up from the train show, and here's actually my horse corral. That's made by Vollmer, and it's probably a German horse stall. But that's what my horses are going to be. You know, very high class racing horses and stuff, and that's why I bought that. And here's the log cabin that was built up. I don't know what these are, who makes them, but they built it up and made it really nice. So I'm going to put this up on the hill and make it look like somebody rich lives up in there, you know. And so let's go back over here. I want to show you a couple more things that I got. I just got my track for the turntable, and I'm going to cut them all up, and I'm going to start getting this all situated and set up where I want it, and this will all start taking shape here real soon. I got a couple of tracks that'll be outside the building. I got that one that's got to go inside my shop. One that sits out here, one's going to sit out there, and one will be sitting out on the other side. And I got all the yard in. It's going to look really cool when it's all done. And then I determined I had this set up here. I want to just tell you a couple more things. I had this set up here so that these would join together as one and go into the yard, or into the turntable, but I broke them up, took the switch off, and put it in by the farm. And I figured, no, let's go in separately, and then we'll choose to go either one way or the other when we're on the turntable. So you can choose which way you want to go. And I have a lot of buildings I got to put in here for oil and wash racks and sanding towers and stuff. All got to fit in this little area right here. And I'm going to try to throw it all in. If I can't, I'll have to run another track and put in another switch. So we'll have to see. I still have enough room to run another switch somewhere. I can just run it off of here or something, you know. So I'll think of a way to do it. There's always a way to do something. My father always said, if you don't have room for something, make room. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make room for whatever I need on here to optimize the layout. You know, I want to be able to optimize this layout because I'm going to have 6 places for people to come down here and do op sessions, and that's what my plan of this whole layout is to do op sessions and run this like a real layout. You know, I want to be able to come in here, pull out my cars that I need, take them to different places, and service all the companies that I have. And as you see, there's a lot of companies to service. Well, my last night I did a lot of work down here, even though I wasn't feeling good, so I had to finish this, so I had to cut this all out. I told you I was going to do the water. So I cut this all out of here, and I lowered the water down, and I got to put my embrutments up. But these are the Cato ones, and on this, I think I might have threw the pieces, the little adapter that goes on here. I threw them away, but it looks like it's not going to work anyways. So I think I'm just going to take them out, and I'm going to buy or make my own embrutment and put an embrutment back in here made out of plaster. I have a plaster mold that has a really cool stone feature on it. I think that's what I'm going to do, is just take these and sell them on eBay and not even use them. And then I don't even need that, so it don't really matter on that. But I got 2 of them here, and what I'll probably end up doing is using them back there and just taking off all that extra stuff, and then just still using the custom abruptments that I'm going to have. And then this little cutout square section here is going to be for a crane that I'm going to set right there, and there's going to be different barges that come in. Then you can just park the barge in here, or a boat or ship or whatever, and the water on the right side of this will all be real deep. That'll look really deep, but on the left side of that pylon is going to be shallower, because this piece of plywood here is going to be cut here, and then I'm going to angle it so that this goes down, and there'll be a road that follows. This road here is going to follow that down, and it'll go down about that far, maybe about a ½ an inch off the bank of the river. And then the road will follow off onto the backside of those 2 bridges. And there'll be a shallow area here. People will be like fishing and swimming down in there and stuff like that, where this part right here will look like it's really super deep. And that's a boat lane and stuff like that. And then same thing here. And then once I put the fascia on here, this will all just blend right in together, and it'll look like a really cool scene. I'm not really too fond of water. I'm not really that good at it. But I saw a couple of videos on YouTube again, where a guy shows me how to do it with Mod Podge. And I'm going to just try that technique and see what I can come up with. And hopefully I have a little luck with it, and it looks really good. I have an airbrush now. I have 2 or 3 nice airbrushes now, so I'm hoping that I can make a really nice effect with my Aztec airbrush. It's a really nice Aztec airbrush. It's got like 9, 10, 11 tips on it that you can do just about anything. So, and that's what I plan on doing with a lot of these bridges too. I have to do a lot of weathering and cutting down the plasticky look, even on the track. I got to do a lot of track work yet. I plan on doing the rails with the paint pens, and I'll probably go through about a ton of paint pens just to try to do this. I don't know if I'm going to tackle it with airbrushing, because you know, these are concrete ties and there's not really much there. And if you spray this, then you're going to throw off the color of that, and it's not going to look right. So I'm thinking I'm just going to touch up the rail just a little bit with a paint pen and call it a day on the track. And then I'm going to take and spray it down with some dull coat to make it look like it's dull and it's not plastic. That looks too plasticky, and I'm going to just spray a little dull coat on them from a high view. You know, I'll hold the can about a foot off of it and just let it fall on as a dust, and it'll throw it down a lot. So anyways, this is basically what I've gotten done on the layout. I watched a couple of things happen on eBay the other day, and it was kind of crazy, so I thought, what the heck, if he can do it, I can do it. I bought these really nice Athearn Pennsylvania Overton passenger sets. It's an old-time passenger set, and I paid $58 or a little over $60 for it at Hobbytown, USA, because I liked them. I thought they were really cool, and I already had this really cool passenger train. It's by Atlas. It's a 260. It's the motor drive is in the engine. It's not in the tender like most of them are. And it was a nice little engine set, and I thought, well, hey, I don't want it anymore. I want to get a really nice passenger set for my ABA units right there. And I've had those for a while now, and they haven't had anybody to pull. So they've been just pulling freight cars around, and I just, you know, it's a war bonnet set. They're made to pull passenger. I had a friend tell me that he said they'd pull freight too, and I don't know. I just don't think freight looks very good behind those. If you're gonna pull freight with passenger Santa Fe's, get the freight colors. You know, that's what my feeling is. So what I want to do is I sold these on eBay with the engine for $180, and I figured that's a really good bargain. I think he made out and I made out. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty fair trade. I'm hoping he's happy with it. I'm happy with the 180. I saw this set, just the passenger cars, sell for over $122. Now mind you, I paid only $58 for the set. Now, and there's the price tag right there, $58, if you can see that. You know, I don't know, my camera's not working very well, but I know my eyes say 58.98. And yeah, I don't know. And then I saw another person buy I think it's this car right here. It was the coach car. $52. He spent $52 on the coach car alone. I'm like, dude, are you crazy? I couldn't see doing that. So I think I got a pretty good buy on that. The guy bought it from me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm talking to a guy right now that has a really nice set of Tato passenger cars of the Super Chief, and I'm hoping that he accepts my offer and lets me buy those cars, because I would sure like to have those 12 cars or 10 cars, 12 car set, and 8 of them are lighted, and I'm hoping he lets me have them for the price I offered. If not, I'll buy a smaller set, and later on I'll get lights for him and stuff. But yeah, I do have stuff set up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this off, and if you have any comments or questions or techniques or tips or anything that you guys want to say to me or ask me, I'll try to help you the best I can, and I want help from you too. If you guys got anything that'll help me, or if you think I got something that'll help you, just let me know, and we'll share this really cool, awesome hobby together. That's basically what it's all about. It's not about, you know, doing it and saying, ha ha ha, look what I got. It's like, hey, come on down and enjoy it, you know. It's here for everybody. If you want to come and see it, you just give me a holler, and I'll show you tell you where I live, and come and bring your N-scale stuff, and pretty soon I'll have a DCC system on the layout, and we'll be able to run anything. So give me a holler, let me know what you think, and we'll talk to you soon. Later out.